Hi, good day, everyone. Hi, good day, everyone. Welcome to my online business entrepreneur live chat. I'm so sorry. Earlier, I have some technical hiccup. That's the reason I postponed the time to later on. But anyway, it was resolved, so that's not an issue. So thank you so much for tuning in live now. Welcome. Okay, I'm a proud digital business owner. I would like to share to all my followers and the audience who are watching me live or replay what this online business is all about. And of course, I would like to share some benefits of starting this online business with us. And I hope that with this interview will actually inspire you and will enlighten you to jump on board and live the dreams of your life that you deserve. So just before we begin, let me have a self-introduce of my background. My name is Iris. I'm a full-time working mom to 3 children living in Singapore. I'm originally from Malaysia and I live here more than 13 years now. My profession is an engineer and I work more than 15 years in my career. So my biggest why in starting this online business was actually I want to be more present with my children. I missed those in the earlier year. So now my eldest boy are in 12 and my girl in 10 years old and my youngest one is 6 years old. So I want to enjoy their growing years now, as well as I want to have my early retirement so that I can have more time to do the things that I love, right? So as I mentioned, I already work more than 15 years. I realized that working for someone, I have to spend so much time and my energy, and of course, not to mention about the stress level of my work. Then that's why I wanted to work on something on my own term, then be able to earn something based on the effort that I put on, which I finally found this online business. I'm so grateful to have Debbie join me live today, all the way from Oliver, BC, Canada. So without further ado, let me bring Debbie up and let her have an intro to you. Hello, Debbie.
Hi Iris, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry earlier have some technical issue, but luckily finally we managed to solve it. So
Mhm.
thank you so much for to be my guest. I'm so honored for you join me in my life in my page. So yeah, Debbie. Actually, I knew you from this 10 days go live project in February.
That's
So
right.
I get to know you from this business.
Mhm.
Right. So, and also know that you just recently back from your mini vacation. So I
Yes, I
hope
did.
that you are fully recharged now.
Mhm.
So yeah. Um, without further ado, would you like to share a little bit about yourself? Like how long have you been doing this online business, and what did you do before?
Okay, sure. Hi everybody, my name is Debbie Alexander and I am originally from Japan, but I've been living in Oliver, BC, Canada now. I've been living in North America for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Since
I've
how
been,
old, Debbie?
I'm sorry?
Since how old are you living in Canada?
In
Very
Canada,
young
I
age.
think, yeah, in my 20s, but I left
Wow.
Japan when I was 18. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had
Mm-hmm.
a dream to live in Canada. So, one of my dreams came true already living in Canada. Yeah. And I started this online business about 3 years ago. And then before that, I was a realtor selling houses and condos. And before that, I was working for a travel company. It's a big Japanese travel company. And then I was a manager there. But
Mm-hmm.
after experiencing 9/11, SARS, and mad cow diseases, all these kind of things affected the way people travel, and then our company really suffered.
Mm-hmm.
So the mother company in Japan decided to close our branch in Vancouver. So I lost my job.
Mm,
And in the same year, I separated from my first husband. So I
mm,
became a single mom with two children who are in elementary school that time.
mm, mm,
And I was thinking, what do I do? And somebody suggested maybe you'd be good selling houses.
mm,
And I thought, like, I'm going to be working for myself. I don't need to go to the office like 9 to 5 every day. So I will have flexible time and I can take care of my kids. So I decided to be a realtor. And in a way, that was good. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
It was a very good paying job. It's not really a job, but career. I consider
You
that
still
was
work for your own, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then
Mm-hmm.
I made pretty good money and I had a great satisfaction. So I really liked it. And years go by and I met my husband and I got married. And he was a owner chef of a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started to help him working at the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got very, very busy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Then, yeah.
So I was very, very busy. I became very tired. And after marrying him for 6 years, I started to think, was this really the life I was looking for?
Mm-hmm.
Because I married to him to have a good life together, right? But
Mm-hmm.
instead,
Yes.
we were like working together side by side. And if I don't go to the restaurant, I don't get to see him. And if I am at the restaurant, I'm working. And then
Mm-hmm.
after he switched from a smaller restaurant to the bigger restaurant, I
Mm-hmm.
become even busier. And then
Yes, of course,
yeah,
definitely. Yeah.
and then I was just so I don't know. I was in a miserable place. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. So,
yeah.
what got you to this online business then? Is it, are
So
you searching for something?
I wasn't actually searching for like a job or something online, nothing like that. I just wanted to have a better life. I just wanted
Mm-hmm.
to I just wanted to have a happy life. But I didn't
Yes.
know what will make me happy or what will make our life better. I just didn't know. So all
Mm-hmm.
I could do was praying. Yeah, praying
Mm-hmm.
to God. And then one day I saw this opportunity online on a Facebook feed.
Mm.
And somehow it really clicked me because this ad was written by Japanese lady and then she was
Mm-hmm.
also self-employed. And then her
Mm-hmm.
husband was the owner of a donut shop. But they
Mm.
were able to travel together and then
Mm-hmm.
they were able to spend 3 months in Japan together. And then
Mm.
even while they were in Japan, she was saying her business grew and her income becoming bigger. So I
Mm.
so I thought, oh my gosh, she's just like me, but
Yeah.
she's having fun. And then she's having
Mm.
fun with her husband. So that got me really curious what she was doing.
Okay, so this is the reason how you jump in. I believe most of us we are the same. That the click we will click to the ads that the story are resonate to us, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and we will get curious. What are they actually doing, right?
Yeah, because being a realtor, yeah, that was good paying, career, but the time was still not as flexible as I thought it would be. Because
Uh huh.
I have to go to showings, I have to take care of my clients. So I physically need to be somewhere to
Mm.
do something. And then of course at the restaurant, I have to be there to take care of the staff. I have to do
Mm.
the payroll, to, the
Mm.
accounts payable, everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when we are not working, when I am not selling, I don't get income. When we close the restaurant to go on holiday, we don't have income. But
Yeah.
she was mentioning even while she is traveling, she was earning. So,
Mm.
that was really something that I wanted to have.
Yeah, so you know what's the difference between the active and the passive income, right? So
Exactly.
that's the difference,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So would you mind to share to our audience here how long you're already in this business and what is the biggest result or change that happened since you started this online business?
Okay, so I started about little over 3 years ago. It was February 2019. And
Mm-hmm.
since then, I've been having a great journey online. And this business allowed me to no longer sell real estate. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just, doing online business alone. And I'm just helping my husband time to time, and we are now living in a countryside instead of, we were in city, being stressed out, being run by time, a lot of stress, headaches. But now we are able to move to a countryside, having a relaxing time. And before, I was so worried about my husband's health because he
Mm-hmm.
was always being under the pressure,
Mm.
and he was also always tired. But now he is more relaxed, and he is enjoying time with me. And then we get to walk our dog Leo in the morning right by the river, and we just enjoy our time together.
Yeah, I can see that the scenery was so stunning, so nice and beautiful. Yeah, you really moved to a right place.
Yes, we sure did. Yeah.
Yeah, I can also see that you're so much happier with your husband now. I believe working in the F&B is no joke. Definitely, it's very busy,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And the preparation and the closing is like every day. The looking hours is definitely very long, and I can understand how stressful it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, before, because I didn't know there is a way of working smarter. You
Mm-hmm.
know, growing up in Japan, I was taught to work hard. Success comes after working hard. So
Mm.
if, I wasn't successful, I thought maybe I am not working hard enough. So that was
Yeah.
my mentality. But
It's
after
not you, Debbie. I think most of us are being taught like that. Yeah.
yeah, but after I studied this online business, I have learned a lot. And I have seen so many people working smarter, and then they are enjoying themselves. And that really taught me, if they could do it, I can do it too. So that gave me the courage to do different things. I sometimes had to, step out from my comfort zone, of course, and then I have to put my time to grow my business. But at the end, this is business is for me, and I am so grateful that I decided to start this business.
Yeah. So I hear you. So earlier you actually worked for someone, right? And now you are a digital business owner.
Hmm.
Just like me, like right.
Yeah.
So would you mind to share to our audience here? What's the difference between a job and a business? Because as just now what we mentioned, right? Since
Hmm.
young we were taught to study hard, get a job, right?
Yeah.
Work for someone. So I think majority, most of us, 90% at least, we were being taught like that. Of
Hmm.
course, we go through all the journey. Definitely, all of us we go through to having a job. So now we are actually having our own business.
Hmm.
So I know, Debbie, you already experienced quite a lot of number of years. So would
Hmm.
you mind to share what is the difference between a job and a business?
Okay, so for me, yeah, like you were saying, I was taught to have a good education, get a secure job, good job. But now, there is no such a thing, the job security. Like I was
Yes.
working for a company, but all of a sudden I lost my management position with the company
Mm,
because company closed. For me, job is like temporary thing. And then
mm,
you exchange your time for money. That's the job.
mm,
But
mm.
business, especially with this, online business, this is something that you build for you and for your family. And this is not like there is no limitation with this business. And then you have your own terms, when and where you want to work, you can do that. And there is no retirement, which is good.
Yes.
And it's not a physical job, so even I get older, I can still run my own business. And then
Yes.
after my time goes, I can pass this business to my children. So that
Yes.
really, I am building and creating the legacy. Yeah.
Yeah. And furthermore, this business one you set up is automated. That's
Mhm.
what we that's how it free up our time so that you can have a really enjoy early retirement, right? Because
Exactly.
over here in Singapore, you know that there's some years like government keep increasing the retirement age.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the living expenses here in Singapore is pretty high as well. Of course, when you're aging, you will have to bear with some of the medical costs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, then that's the reason why if let's say you don't have enough saving, and how are you going to enjoy your retirement,
Yeah.
right? So we also want to have a quality life after retire. So
Mm-hmm.
not to like try to save a penny here and there, and you can't really enjoy much in your last how many more years? At least 10 or 15 years, right? Because
Yeah.
now the life expectancy also getting longer, right? Maybe
Mm-hmm.
at least 80s, right? So how are you going to do with the 15 years if you are not enough saving, right?
Exactly.
So, and what I like about this online business is also not just pass as a legacy to them, to my children. Of course, like what you say, there's no limit. You can work anytime that you wish, even when there's no retirement age at all, basically.
No.
Right. And we have so many granny, right?
Yeah,
Grandma, grandpa actually joining this business. And
exactly.
yeah, they pass down to their grandchildren, in fact, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like,
So
I just had a mini vacation with my family. And then, even while I am enjoying myself, the business is running in the back end. So that is really good. This is not like, you have to do something constantly on the computer. That's
yes,
not like, working online like we do. So, that's free up our time. So we have time to enjoy.
yes, yes. I saw some of the picture that you post. I saw that you are enjoying with them. You bring them travel all around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so Debbie, come to my last question to you in today's interview.
Mhm.
So, what is your advice that you're going to give to the people who are still sitting on the fence? I believe a lot of people that still have this fear. They wanted to try, but they are always being caught up with their fear. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your advice to them?
Well, I understand. I get it that you are a little scared to jump in or, to check it out. But for me, that, if you do not take action and sitting and thinking about your retirement, that even more scary.
Yes.
Yeah, like, Iris was saying, inflation is, keep going up. Is your salary keeping up with that? Even you have a secure job, you think right now, it's better to prepare your, plan B. Just like me, you never know when you might going to lose your job, or when you might going to get sick. You never know when that life throws you a curveball. So it's always better to prepare. It doesn't need to be this particular online business, but get ready for, get your plan B ready anyway. But how do you know if this online business is not for you if you do not check it out? So all you have to do is invest your 90 minutes to watch this, webinar and then learn a little bit more about this online business. After watching this, if you think this is not for you, and then you just, close off one of your list and then move on to something else.
Yes.
Yeah, but what if this online business can change your life like it
Yes.
did for me, or it did for Iris, and then for thousands of people? You just don't know if you don't try. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, thank you so much, Debbie, for your time. I
Mhm.
know now is your dinner time. In fact, in Canada, I'm so sorry because of the earlier technical
No
issue.
problem.
Yeah, so let me wrap up today's interview and I will come back again to you shortly. Is it fine? Yeah,
Mhm.
all right. Thank you so much, Debbie, for your time.
Thank you, everybody.
Hi, thank you so much, Debbie. Yeah, so I hope that if you are still watching the interview till now, I believe you are really look for something. And as what Debbie mentioned, there's nothing to lose if you wanted to check it out by watching a free 90 minutes webinar. And you can register, simply register your name and email to my website at www.irisneo.com. So you will receive a personal link from me to you can register the live webinar. And if you're unable to watch the live, you can watch the replay anytime at your own convenience. And with it, right, I would like to let you know that tomorrow live webinar, Debbie will be one of the panelists. So she will be one of the panelists in tomorrow. So if you're unable to catch the live, right, you can watch the replay. Yeah, by the way, I also would like to update here is our replay webinar will always replace with the latest one. So if just happened that you didn't watch Debbie, it doesn't matter because it's all because we have a weekly, twice weekly a week, which is on Wednesday and Friday at 8 a.m. Singapore time. All right. So yeah, thank you so much. So the key point here that shared by Debbie is action is the key. So just check it out. You don't need to worry about too much. So furthermore, there's no obligation. If let's say this is something for you, you can go for the next step. Otherwise, you can look for another plan B. All right. I hope that with today's interview will give you some insight and yeah, and bring some values to you. Hope to see you again. I will have another live interview next Tuesday. So see you again and thank you so much for your time. Signing off now, Iris Neo come to you from Singapore. Bye bye. Bye bye.